Already not working. Hey guys, it is Sarah. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm hoping my Wi-Fi is going to work. It's been a little while since I have invited you into my kitchen, and I am doing a fairly new recipe that I wanted to share with you guys. It is called roasted chicken and asparagus in pan sauce. And I will post the recipe when I'm done, but hey Crystal, hey Lisa. I am having to do this on the stovetop, so the angle's a little different, so hopefully y'all can see me. But we're gonna make the roasted chicken and asparagus in pan sauce, and we're gonna make healthy mashed potatoes. So if you have any questions, post them and I'll try to look at the phone every once in a while if I can. I've already started getting the potatoes ready, and all we are using are the little petite new potatoes for this recipe. And I am using the 2.5 quart everyday rock crock. Absolutely love this rock crock, as well as the 4 quart and the 2 quart. I use them all the time. So for our healthy mashed potatoes, super simple. This is what we're gonna do. Using the veggie wedger for the potatoes, I do this whenever I'm roasting my new potatoes. Just push it down into the base, and then I'm just dumping them in the rock crock. I've already done most of them for time's sake for you guys. And then we're gonna prep everything else. So if you don't already have the veggie wedger, it is a great tool for using on onions, tomatoes, lemons, limes, oranges, obviously potatoes, because that's what we're doing right now. So it's just one of those handy tools that has lots and lots of uses. All right, so this was roughly probably 2.5, 3 pounds of potatoes. We're gonna end up having leftovers, but that's okay because I'll have it for lunch maybe a couple of days later. I am not doing anything else to these potatoes except for putting the glass lid on, and then I'm putting them in my microwave for about 20 minutes. So, set that, get that going. What is everybody having for dinner tonight? Hopefully that's not too loud. I hope you give me some thumbs up if y'all can still hear me over the microwave, because I don't have a choice to get any further away from it since I need to use the stovetop. So what are you guys having for dinner tonight? Anything good? Can y'all hear me? Also give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Hey Lisa Watts! We need to do this recipe at a party for y'all. Okay, so we're going to move on to the roasted chicken and asparagus in pan sauce, and I have to tell you, this piece of stainless cookware, this is the 12-inch stainless non-stick cookware. It is amazing. It does come with a lid. I'm not using the lid, but I'll show it to you. It does come with a glass lid that fits on it. Makes it beautiful. If you have never cooked with stainless and you're like me, I don't prefer to cook with stainless because you have to be a little more particular. But because this has this non-stick kind of mesh in there, I don't know if you can see it, it is unbelievable. You will sear your meat. We're gonna do chicken. You'll sear your meat evenly. Oh, I just can't rave about it enough. I love it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna heat it up a little, and it calls for canola oil. I'm gonna use our garlic infused canola oil, and I'm gonna prep some of the vegetables while this heats up a little. So just kind of drizzle a little in there. That's probably too much, but that's okay. It'll work. We need some sliced little cherry tomatoes. So I am going to use the close and cut. I'm doing the tomatoes first, and then I'm also using this on the chicken. I obviously don't want to do raw chicken on here and then the tomatoes. So we're gonna get our tomatoes ready. Hopefully y'all can see me. I'm not sure. Let me angle this down a little. If the comments are in the way, just swipe them off to the side. So this product is spring-loaded on the top and the bottom. You can use it for whole bagels that are not already sliced. You can use it on grapes, cherry tomatoes, maybe a fresh mozzarella that you need sliced. Trying to think some other things that I have I've mainly used mine on chicken or pork chops that are really, really thick. So all I'm doing, and I have done olives on it several times, olives and grapes. I'm just kind of putting a single layer. This is going to be hard because I'm right-handed and I can't do it left-handed, but I just put them a single layer, and you're going to close this all the way. No, I did not just smash them. Look, they're still cute. They're fine because it's spring-loaded. You do want to use a knife that is at least 7 inches, so I'm going to use my color-coded chef's knife. I actually could use my Forged Cutlery chef's knife, but this knife scares the crap out of me, so we're going to use the color-coded. And all you're going to do, it's going to be hard for y'all to see, but close it and keep your hands inside this little edge. Line up the knife. I'll turn it the best I can. Line up the knife on the side, and you just do a sawing motion back and forth until you get to the back, and you kind of hit the back. And then when you do that, your tomatoes are perfectly sliced in half. So all of these tomatoes are perfectly sliced in half. I've got just 4 more that didn't fit, so let's do those. And again, they're all sliced in half. I did not have to use 2 little plates put together to try to slice in between. So it's just a great little way to slice things evenly. Think about New York bagels that aren't already sliced. Use this to slice them perfect. All right, where did I put my chicken? Hang on, let me get my chicken out of the refrigerator. So we do need chicken, and we're using chicken breasts, but I don't know about y'all, but for whatever reason, chicken is super, super thick. It is not going to cook real evenly. It's on steroids. Even though I buy chicken that says antibiotic and steroid free, it's still thick as can be. So I am going to put the chicken in here, just like this. Same thing. Move stuff out of the way. I've got one of my flexible cutting mats down here so that when I'm done with this one, I'll put it in the sink and I'll grab another one. Close it all the way, line your knife up, and just do the sawing motion back and forth. And then look how great this chicken is sliced. So now I have 2 chicken fillets, whatever you want to call it. If you have thick pork chop, this one's even thicker. Y'all look at this. This is like massive. I think this chicken needed a breast reduction. I didn't just say that on Facebook Live, but I did. All right, so we're going to line the knife up, slide back and forth, and that chicken is perfectly sliced in half. All right, and I'm going to set this stuff in the sink because we are done with it. Let me wash my hands. Y'all be commenting what you're having for dinner. Hey, Krista. All right, we're going to season it. Where'd my... Oh, here it is. We're going to season with a little Dijon mustard rub. I know this is backwards. So I'm just going to sprinkle the tops with some Dijon mustard rub. And then I'm going to add a little fresh salt and a little fresh pepper. And then we're going to put it in. My pan is pretty hot. Now here is the trick when you are searing meat. You are going to put it in the pan and don't touch it. We want to do both sides about 4 minutes. I am going to use the splatter screen on my skillet because there is oil in there. So it is going to start popping up a little and I don't want grease all over me. So I am going to use the splatter screen. I'm going to put the chicken in there, season the other side, but we're going to leave it while we prep the rest of our vegetables. Okay, so for that sizzle, my pan is nice and hot. Great thing about this is you just open it the other way. Put your meat on the other side. Get my rag. I should have brought it over here. Salt. A little Dijon mustard rub, little pepper, wish we had smell vision so y'all could already smell this. Oh, it smells good. A little more Dijon mustard. And we are going to let that sit for about 4 minutes. So you don't have to be exact with your time. Let me rinse my hands again. Okay, that's the only thing when you're messing with raw chicken, but I'm done touching the raw chicken, so we're good. I am going to get rid of this flexible cutting mat because it had that raw meat on there. Love the flexible cutting mats. If y'all don't have one, well, they come in a set of 3, so you would have 3 if you had them. If you don't have any, get some because they're great. All right, so some other things that are going in here, besides our tomatoes, we are going to have some fresh Bella mushrooms, some asparagus, and a little bit of onion. I am going to slice my mushrooms with the quick slice. This quick slice, oh, another must-have. That's one thing I love about this recipe. It uses tons of my favorite products. Love, love, love. I also have been loving doing this at my parties. It's been a big hit, so if you are not already on my calendar to host a party, you might want to. In May, you can get this skillet 60% off. So you can get it for like $60, I think it is. Don't quote me on that price because I don't know the exact, but it's around $60, $70. So I use my quick slice for tons of things. We're going to use it on mushrooms tonight, but you can use it on tomatoes, bell peppers, zucchini, squash, cucumbers, bananas, kiwis, strawberries, avocado, fresh cheese, regular cheese, hot dog, sausage, butter, if you want little pats of butter. I mean, just tons and tons of different things. So I'm just going to put several mushrooms at a time on here. These are kind of big mushrooms, but it'll work. Wiggle back and forth, press down, and it just sliced all my mushrooms perfect. They're little slices. Just dump them onto my cutting mat. Do the next round. So who has some questions? I'm not sure if anyone has asked any questions. Let me see if I can scroll back. If you do have questions, comment, and if I don't see it now, I will look when the video's over. And also don't forget to tell me what you're having for dinner. I think this recipe would also be great with some zucchini in it. If you're not a mushroom fan, you could always leave them out or pick around. I'm not a huge mushroom fan, but I do like them once they're sauteed and it creates kind of a pan sauce. So that's why we're still putting them in here. All right, so we've got our mushroom ready. Now we need to get our onion ready. Grab my Sanchuco knife, my favorite knife. For the onion, you really could prep this a couple different ways. At some of my parties I've been doing where I'm using the simple slicer and doing it into little slices. Tonight I'm going to do it in the manual food processor, mainly because my simple slicer is in the car and I was too lazy to go get it. Hey Jillian, have you put your quick sickle in the freezer yet? You need to let it get frozen for 24 hours and then you can use it and make your own pops. Oh, here, I'll show you the veggie wedger on an onion. So like if you were going to shish kebab, put your onion on here and then look, you've got perfect wedges. All right, we're going to flip our chicken. Oh, y'all, let me show you another, if I can get to it. The new tool turnabout. Look how awesome. Mine is way overfilled, so don't judge me on that. But what I love is the center, if I can get it out. The center comes out. So if yours isn't real close to your stove, you can take just the center out, move it closer to where you're working. And built into the base, if I can turn it the correct way, is a built-in spoon rest. I'm actually going to leave that out because I'll need it in a second. So how cool is that? All right, so it's been about 4 minutes, 5 minutes, so I'm flipping the chicken. I can get a hold of it. Ooh, chicken. Look at the sear on that chicken. Can y'all see? It's dripping. And we're gonna let that cook for another 4 to 5 minutes. What my pan, give me a thumbs up if y'all can still hear me. I got chicken sizzling, I got the microwave going. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hey Jody. What you're doing when you're searing the chicken, you're also creating a fond down in the bottom of the pan. Now the fan just kicked on. You're creating a fond that you will use to make the pan sauce. All right, so back to our onion. We are going to use the manual food processor to chop up this onion. I really don't probably need all of it, so we're going to do most of it. Love this. Most of you know I do a lot of salsa, guacamole, fruit smoothies. I made so it doesn't need to be super fine chopped. It can be a coarse chop. Even if you have a couple big pieces, that's okay. We also are going to put a little bit of garlic down in here. I'm going to press my garlic down into the onions because when I get ready to saute this with the mushrooms, I want the garlic to be mixed in so it does not burn. Garlic will burn really, really quick if you put it in a hot skillet. You do not peel your garlic. Put your clove in there, crush the garlic. All the garlic crushes through your skin. And then if you're, oh, my peel just went on the floor. Then just throw your peel away. So you don't have to touch the garlic unless you drop it on the floor using our garlic press. But you still get all the benefits of fresh garlic in your food. The garlic press is dishwasher safe. I like to do 2 to 4 cloves of garlic in everything I cook except for my sweets. So it just adds lots of great flavor. It's not real expensive to cook with garlic. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we need to use, oh, I had a potato hiding. We are going to do some fresh asparagus, and I learned a fun tip, had no idea this was a thing. When you are trying to prep your asparagus, if you will bend it, wherever it breaks, that's the woody part that you throw away. This is the part you're gonna grill, you're gonna steam, whatever. So you just bend it, and wherever it breaks is the woody part. So I used to just sit there and cut it, which is fine if you want to still do that. But then I always wondered why sometimes when we were eating the asparagus, it still was kind of tough, and that was because I didn't get all of the woody part off. I probably should have done some of this ahead of time, because I am choosing to use the entire bunch of asparagus because I love asparagus. I do have some people at my parties when I've demoed this, they're like, oh, I don't need asparagus. And I encourage them to try this recipe because it really is pretty good. It doesn't, I think people don't realize if you cook asparagus the right way, it's actually really, really good. You could do green beans for this recipe, I think. Totally should have done some of this ahead of time. You could do green beans. Like I said, you could do zucchini. So if you are just anti-asparagus, you could totally do some other veggies. All right, let me check our chicken. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take our chicken out. I'm just going to set it on a plate. It is not all the way cooked, but it is most of the way cooked. But this recipe also still has to go in the oven to finish. So, what we're going to do right now before I finish the asparagus is, okay, in my pan, let me see if I can do this talented. Here is the fond. You want that little brown stuff in the bottom. Because what we are going to do is put our mushrooms and our onions and our garlic in here. Let me get all this cleared so I can transfer it. And we're going to saute all this before we create our pan sauce. So get all that out. And here are our mushrooms. Because I prepped them on my flexible cutting mat, super easy to transfer. Probably done with my... Alright, so you're just going to kind of stir around, and that fond in the bottom is going to start lifting off. My onions are already starting to caramelize. Ooh, that onion is strong. I'm going to start crying for y'all. Usually I don't. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for just a minute, and then we're going to create our sauce. And it is super easy. This recipe, if you have company coming over, this would be a great recipe. That was a bad piece of asparagus. A great recipe to serve company because they'd be really, really impressed. And it's easy. This is so, so easy. If I can do it, y'all can do it. Can y'all still hear me? Give me some hearts or some thumbs up if you can hear me over my crazy microwave. I don't know why the fan always kicks on. I guess because I'm using it for longer than just 5 minutes. Those pieces are already mixed up. Alright, stir this again. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get our pan sauce going. So, we are going to do 1/3 of white wine, cooking wine, or you could do chicken broth if you don't want to cook with cooking wine. Hey, Crystal. You could do chicken broth. You could also do, if you have a bottle of regular wine, you could also, oh, my potatoes just went off. You could also use regular wine, but we're going to use white cooking wine. About 1/3 of a cup is what you need, and you are just going to pour that in there. And then we are also going to juice a lemon, and we're going to put that in here. Citrus press, do it cut side down. Oh, that was a big lemon. I'm only going to do half. The recipe does only call for half, plus this was a huge lemon, but it did get all that juice, so I'll maybe make some infused, make some infused water with that other half. Okay, so now what I have going on, and it's going to be a little hard. Let me see if I can bring y'all closer for a second. Can y'all see that? Maybe not. I don't have good camera skills. So you've got your pan sauce, and you're going to saute this until you get it reduced by about half. So while I finish getting our asparagus prepped, let me put y'all back. Hold on. So while I finish our last bit of asparagus and get our potatoes out, we're just going to let that kind of simmer a little because I want the liquid to reduce by about half. I don't need that much pan sauce. Then we're going to reassemble everything, and we're going to pop this in the oven. Anyone have any questions? Any comments? Do you want me to fix this for you for dinner? My son is in here. He just walked in. Evan, you want to come say hi to everybody? Come here. Just come say hi one time, please. Y'all, so he had to go to the orthopedic yesterday, and they measured him, and he is officially 6'4", but he said he was just shy, so he said he is 6'3" and 15/16 of an inch. It was really pretty funny yesterday because he refuses to be 6'4". The sad thing is for him, he's not done growing, so he's still going to be over 6'4" when it's said and done. Okay, so I'm going to let that continue cooking just a little, and I'm going to grab our potatoes out and show you how we're going to finish the healthy mashed potatoes. All right, so, oh, they're hot. Hot, hot, hot. I did not put any liquid in here when I made them, but there is now liquid in there. And here's what we're going to do. I am going to use our mix and masher, or you could use the mix and chunk, or you could use the mix and chop, and I am just going to smash our potatoes. Don't know, hopefully y'all can see this. Gonna get them going, and then I'm gonna add some butter. They are piping hot, so that was 20 minutes in the microwave. And we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of butter. Actually, we're gonna finish getting this ready to go in the oven first. All right, so I need to cut this asparagus. Hold on. I don't have enough counter space right here. Usually I'd be doing a lot of this on my island, but I wanted to not have to move the camera around, so. All right, so I'm just cutting our asparagus into more bite-sized pieces. So here's our asparagus. We're gonna dump that into the pan sauce. And kind of give that a little stir. You're gonna dump your tomatoes, your sliced tomatoes. Ooh, run away. Kind of blend that so the pan sauce gets kind of all over everything. And then we are going to take our chicken and set it back on top. And then there's even juice on this plate, so I pour that back in there. And we are going to put this in the oven for 15 minutes. So I don't know if y'all can see that. That way, all the vegetables are gonna cook and the chicken is gonna finish cooking. And I'll take a picture of that and post it in the comments to this when I am done. One thing to keep in mind, when I take that pan out, the handle will be hot. It is in the oven at 425 right now. So I will use my oven mitt to take it out. It will be hot, but once I take it out, then dinner will be done. So we're gonna finish our mashed potatoes and then I'll let you guys go. I am adding a 1/4 cup of butter. I'm not doing a great job slicing it up. That was terrible, but it'll work. I'm going to continue mashing these. My rock crock is really hot, so let's turn off my burner. Then we are going to add in about a little, maybe 1/3 to 1/2 cup of almond milk. If you want to do regular milk, you can, but what makes it healthy is doing the almond milk. So I'm just using unsweetened vanilla. I'm going to pour that in there. We are going to do about a 1/2 tablespoon to a tablespoon of the Dijon mustard rub that we used on the chicken. If you wanted, you could use actual Dijon mustard, but we're going to do the rub. We're going to do a little pepper, a little salt, and then we are just going to finish blending these. Get all that seasoning blended in, get your almond milk blended in, of course get the potatoes mashed. And if you notice, I did not peel these potatoes. I rinsed them, let them sit in the strainer for a little while. They're not peeled. The skin of potatoes has a lot of nutrients in it. All right, those are pretty good. These are going to be chunky. I don't like them real, when it's new potatoes, I do not like them mashed super smooth. All right, so put that out of the way. Here are your healthy mashed potatoes that are still super hot. Hold on. Squish them down a little more even. So there are your healthy mashed potatoes. Again, when the skillet comes out, I will take a picture of the skillet and what it looks like completely finished. It's supposed to look like this, which mine pretty much will. It is delicious. And I will just serve the vegetables probably on the side, and there will be a little bit of sauce in there, so you can drizzle that over your chicken and your vegetables, or even over the mashed potatoes. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know. I will post the recipe in the comments probably after we eat dinner. I'll also post a picture of my finished skillet. There's always 3 ways to get products, just in case you do want one of these amazing, amazing stainless steel nonstick skillets, the quick slice, the veggie wedger, the manual process, anything that I used or anything I didn't use that you know we carry. You can host a party and let me help you get tons of free and discounted products. You can go to my website, which is www.pamperedchef.biz/Sarah McGuire, all one word. Or you can join my team and get lots of stuff, get paid to party, become crazy like me, all that good stuff. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this dinner. I wish you had smell-o-vision, because my kitchen smells absolutely amazing right now. This is the 3rd time I think I have made this recipe for my family, so they love it. It is very healthy in my opinion, because chicken, some vegetables. The new potatoes are still healthy. That's probably the only thing that's not healthy, because it's a starch, but I just love this recipe. If you would love for me to make this for you and your friends at a party, let me know. I have, I believe, 1 date left in April, and I do have a few dates left in May, so I would love to come pamper you and your friends. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Bye, guys.